Have you thought about ditching your pandemic business strategies and going back to the old ways that you used to do business? Do you even know which business strategies you're using now that are related to the pandemic and which ones aren't related to the pandemic? Today, you're going to get crystal clear clarity on which ones to keep and which ones to ditch, and I'm going to show you how to remain positive and enthusiastic throughout the whole thing. So stay tuned. Hi, I am Theresa Prim. Some people call me the Positivity Business Coach. I help service-based professionals and small business owners like you increase their profits and success by using positivity and enthusiasm and linking that into their business. I show up here every single Wednesday morning with a new coaching video for you. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell, and that way you'll be notified. But if I could also please ask you to send this video to someone else that you know. Let's chat for just a minute. Are your sales down because of the rules and regulations that you've had to go under because of the COVID-19 pandemic? Are you trying to keep your head above water and pay your bills and make your rent payment and your mortgage payment? Or are you on the other side of the spectrum and you're a real busy real estate agent or an online salesperson and you don't know if you're coming or going because you're extremely busy? You should be really proud of yourself because over the years you've created systems and processes and procedures that work for you and your business to make it run more smoothly. You've done this for your family, you've done this for you, you've done this for your business, and you have done this for your beloved customers and clients. And that's where it's at, my friends. But then a global pandemic hit, and it changed everything. And you want and crave all the systems and processes and procedures to be running like they did before. But you've had to adapt. You've had to adapt to the new ways of doing things. And I know you're probably sitting there saying, but Theresa, I don't want to adapt. I don't want this to be the new normal. Exactly. And that's what we're going to discuss today. So the question today is, do you keep your pandemic business strategies or do you ditch them? So here are 4 steps in order for you to find out the answer to that question, whether or not you should keep them or ditch them. The first step is to decide whether or not you like every single system and process that you have in place for your business right now. Number 2 is you need to inventory those systems and processes that you just listed and decide whether or not you created them pre-pandemic or whether or not they were created as a way to adapt to the COVID-19 pandemic. 3, choose 1 or 2 to keep or throw away in order to get crystal clear clarity on your business today. And 4, decide that you're excited and you're positive about the decisions that you've made about these systems and processes. So let's get started. First, decide if you like every system and process that you have in place to run your business right now. To figure out the answer to that, you need to ask yourself one question. When are there frustrating moments that I feel in my business during the week? So think about that. When you are going about your week and things are running great, currently, now, when are there frustrating moments? When do you get agitated? When do you get upset about something? And write that down. When you write them down, you are then taking inventory of your frustrations. For example, say for instance you own a retail store and your supplier keeps running out of a certain product and you have customers that are asking you for that product. That's a frustration. Say for instance you have a restaurant and there's a specific ingredient that you can't get a hold of to make a specific meal for, your customers. That's a frustration. Say an employee keeps calling off. That's a frustration. If you're a service-based professional like a real estate agent or an insurance agent, and say, for instance, you're frustrated because you're not getting communication from the other person that you're working with, that's a frustration. Now, the third thing you need to do is decide whether or not you're going to keep the frustration or ditch it. And I know you're looking at me right now saying, Theresa, ditching these things isn't that easy. I get it. I'm really happy that I'm getting pushback from you, because my coaching clients, they push back when I ask them a question, and that's how we get into a great coaching session. So push back on me. Tell me, say, Theresa, it is not that easy to decide whether or not to keep or to ditch these frustrations. I get it. So what are we going to do about it? Well, I'm really glad you asked, because to figure this out, I'm going to give you an analogy. Let me ask you a question. Do you recycle? Yes. Do you have a recycling can in your pantry or your kitchen or out in your garage where you throw away like cardboard and metal and stuff like that? My husband and I recycle. We recycle so much. We have 2 big, huge cans out by our garage, and we have 1 can for trash. That's how much we recycle. And we really believe in it. But I got to thinking about this, and I thought, I don't know where those items go. I've never researched it. I assume when the trash truck comes and picks up the recycling cans and dumps it in, that he takes it somewhere and they sort it out and they make it into new cardboard, so when I go to the store that I could have new items. I'm really hoping that's the process. Think about recycling as an analogy to your business frustrations. You have a frustration. It's not as easy as saying, should I ditch this or should I keep it? But if you look at the frustration and you look at the system or process that was created behind it, was it created pre-pandemic or was it created now as a result of adapting to the new rules and regulations? Should you take that frustration and recycle it? It's a third choice. Keep, ditch, or recycle. And then when you recycle it as a business system or process, you can look at it, tear it apart and say, okay, this isn't quite working well, and I think I'm going to have to make even more changes. But you know what? Recycling it is a third option in order to rid your day and your weeks of frustrations. I think the main thing with business owners that I'm finding is the time aspect. And you're not really sure if you have the time or the energy or even the brain power to think about this after a long and stressful day. And that brings me to the fourth and final step in this whole process. You should be excited and enthusiastic about the changes that you've either kept, you've thrown away, or you've recycled. And when you recycle these, you need to make time in your week to think about it. You're worth it. Your business is worth it. Your beloved customers and clients, they're all worth you spending time on your business with enthusiasm and positivity. And I know, coming from me, I'm not out there pounding the pavement like you guys. I'm hearing your stories every day. I feel for you, but I'm pulling for you and I'm rooting for you. So keep going. I am happy that you now know which systems and processes you need to keep, which ones you need to ditch, and which ones you need to recycle. So if you want more coaching like this, my name is Theresa Prim. I do one-on-one coaching with small business owners and service-based professionals. I also have a free download below. It's called 7 Ways to Encourage Yourself After a Long and Stressful Day. That will add you to my newsletter. So you will get my newsletter every Sunday night. And tell me how this process was for you. Email me directly. My email is below. Tell me about this process. Tell me what happened when you walked yourself through these steps in order to be able to find out if your business processes were pre-pandemic or current, let's hope post-pandemic. So, bye for now. Great talking to you, and I'll see you next Wednesday morning.